Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss the deep dive we've got coming today, and trust me, this one's worth sticking around for. Alex Caruso, Aaron Gordon, the rest of OKC's core, and then there's Steven Adams. What do all of these players have in common? On paper, you'd expect the all-stars and highlight makers to dominate. But here's the twist. Steven Adams, yes, the big Kiwi who averages barely 6 points a game, is quietly outpacing almost everyone in net rating. Every season, in every team he's played for, Adams leaves a mark that goes far beyond points or flashy highlights. He's a throwback center in a league where 7-footers can shoot from deep, handle the ball like guards, and make plays that defy physics. Adams doesn't need that. His impact comes in the fundamentals, the stuff most fans barely notice but every coach dreams of. Rebounding? Check. Screen setting? Unmatched. Maintaining spacing and keeping possessions alive? Adams does it like it's second nature. He's the kind of player who turns good teams into great teams without anyone realizing it at first glance. And yet again this season, it's not Kevin Durant. It's not Alperen Şengün. It's not the flashy scorers. Adams is the engine behind the Rockets' success when he's on the floor. Oklahoma City, Memphis, New Orleans, Houston, it doesn't matter. Wherever Adams goes, his presence reshapes the game. Opponents notice, teammates thrive. And it's that combination of brute strength, perfect balance, and unselfish play that makes him almost impossible to replace. He's not here to score. He's here to dominate the most overlooked parts of basketball and do it better than nearly anyone else in NBA history. And fans, especially those who followed him from his OKC days, know exactly what I mean. Steven Adams isn't just a big man. He's the cornerstone of every team he touches. And today, we're going to show you exactly why. All right, before we jump deeper, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. You're about to see the kind of basketball mastery that doesn't always show up in highlight reels. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for every second of this. If you want to truly understand Steven Adams, you can't just look at points or assists. The box score barely scratches the surface. Rebounds are counted, sure, but they don't capture the full value he brings to a team. Screens? Adams sets the most punishing screens in the league. Paint protection? He clears out defenders like a bulldozer, consistently making room for his teammates to operate in ways that most 7-footers can only dream of. This is the kind of player who doesn't need to score 30 points a night to impact a game. He alters it with his presence alone. Take rebounding, for example. Watch poor Maxim Rhine in his first season, getting ready to grab a rebound on a Kevin Durant pull-up. Adams barely even tries, gives just a fraction of his strength, around 30%, and completely shoves Rhine off balance, securing the board for an easy putback. That might seem like a rookie getting overpowered, right? Now watch him do the same against someone his own size, maybe someone like Jonas Valanciunas. Adams just shoves him aside effortlessly, grabs the rebound, and kicks it out to KD for a wide-open three. Or check this. KD goes for a fadeaway with Adams surrounded by a double tower frontcourt. Adams simply tosses Jared Allen out of the way, grabs the board, and sets up the play. It's not just dominance, it's basketball IQ combined with pure, unmatched physicality. And here's the real kicker. When KD isn't hitting his mid-range shots or Amen Thompson isn't connecting from deep, defenses still have to account for Adams. He's a one-man obstacle course for anyone trying to guard the Rockets. It's no coincidence that Houston leads the league in rebounding percentage, and it wasn't a one-off. They led last year too. Steven Adams has been the engine behind it all. Look at his career stats. This might be one of the most insane streaks in NBA history. Over the last 9 full seasons, Adams has led every single team he's played on in offensive rebounding. Not top 3, not top 5, number 1 every year. That's Oklahoma, Memphis, New Orleans, Houston. It doesn't matter. Wherever he goes, the team becomes the most dominant offensive rebounding team in the league. And once he leaves, those teams never replicate that level. That's not luck. That's impact. That's the kind of player who reshapes a roster just by being on it. What makes the Rockets especially impossible to defend is that Adams isn't alone. He's backed up by a team stacked with size and skill. Alperen Şengün, Amen Thompson, Tari E, Jabari Smith Jr., Kevin Durant. Even when facing double big lineups, Adams dominates the glass. Watch Şengün fight for a rebound, tip it to open space, And there's Adams, cleaning it up, drawing fouls, and keeping possessions alive. This is a team built on rebounding, and Adams is the nucleus. And the physical dominance? Unreal. Adams is stronger than anyone else on the floor, full stop. One of his screens can leave players reeling, like literally feel your life over reeling. Jimmy Butler himself has joked about Adams' strength, and he's 6'7", 230 pounds of pure muscle. That should give you an idea of how absurd Adams' power is. And it's not just small forwards or guards. He's tossing around 7-footers like Jared Allen or Valanciunas like they weigh nothing. Every player who's faced him acknowledges it. But here's where it gets even more impressive. Beyond brute strength, Adams has a basketball mind few give him credit for. Timing, positioning, passing from the post, decision-making. He combines these traits with his physical dominance to be one of the most effective big men in the modern NBA. He doesn't need to shoot threes or handle like a guard. He doesn't need highlight dunks. Adams impacts games in the most fundamental ways, and he does it better than almost anyone in league history. In short, Steven Adams is the perfect mix of strength, intelligence, and instinct. He makes teammates better, stretches defenses, and ensures his presence is felt even when he isn't scoring. And for a league obsessed with flash and highlights, players like Adams are the reason some teams quietly dominate year after year, leaving fans and opponents alike shaking their heads in disbelief. If you haven't subscribed yet, do yourself a favor and hit that button. You're about to witness the kind of basketball mastery that doesn't always make the highlights, but completely changes the game, and you'll want to see it all. Now, let's be clear. Steven Adams is not Alperen Şengün 2.0. He's not a Nikola Jokic clone. He doesn't need to be. What he does that truly flies under the radar, what makes him quietly devastating, is his passing. For a player whose reputation is built on strength and rebounding, Adams has always had this innate ability to read the floor and find open teammates, and he's been doing it since his OKC days. Picture this. He catches the ball just inside the three-point line. Without hesitation, he spots Tyree cutting backdoor, and just like that, he delivers a perfect pass on a platter. Or watch this one. Kevin Durant's about to receive a handoff, but Adams sees the defense overcommitting. KD cuts backdoor, and Adams threads the needle perfectly. And it's not just basic passes. Sometimes KD draws two defenders in a pick and roll. Adams, recognizing the chaos, delivers a wraparound pass to Ian, precision under pressure. That's the kind of basketball IQ most big men don't have. What makes Adams' passing so lethal is how he leverages his gravity as a screener. Defenders are drawn to him because of the threat he poses, and he uses that attention to make the right play, whether it's a direct feed, a backdoor, or creating a free lane. He might not light up the scoreboard, but his impact on offense is undeniable. And this is a perfect microcosm of who Steven Adams is as a player. He may not have flashy moves, but he combines fundamental skills, intelligence, and raw physicality in ways few players in the league can match. Defense? That's another layer. He might not be the fastest or the most elite shot blocker, but the physical dominance he brings to the defensive glass, post-defense, and contesting shots is game-changing. Every time Adams is on the floor, his team's defense benefits, not just because of his size, but because of his timing, positioning, and sheer presence. And then there's what he does off the ball, which most people overlook. It's easy to say he's a great screener, but the truth is Adams moves the floor in ways defenders can't anticipate. Look at KD at the top of the key. Adams positions himself perfectly, and even without touching the ball, he manhandles DeMar DeRozan out of the lane, giving KD a clear path to the rim. Plays like this happen multiple times every game. He's creating wide-open opportunities constantly, clearing space for his teammates, and doing it in ways that never show up in the box score. This is why Steven Adams consistently elevates every team he plays for. His contributions, passing, rebounding, screens, defense, and off-ball movement, translate directly to net rating, wins, and team efficiency. Year after year, teams with Adams on the floor are some of the best in the league, and that kind of impact, that's impossible to ignore. He may not grab headlines, but when you watch the Rockets, OKC, or any team he's been on, the results speak for themselves. Steven Adams is the kind of player who doesn't just play the game, he redefines it quietly, powerfully, and relentlessly.